NOHARMM, a national organization to halt the abuse and routine mutilation of males. And we're here today at the American Academy of Pediatrics to educate pediatricians about the functions of the foreskin, about the long-term harm that results from infant circumcision, and about the rights of children to their own bodies. And so far we've been getting an interesting response from physicians. We've been handing out cards, and some people want to hear what we have to say, and others don't really want to hear it. They basically ignore us. Hi, thanks. And some nice people stop by and take information. They're really interested. Some of the reactions we've gotten from pediatricians are, no thanks, I believe in circumcision. I had one conversation with a pediatrician. She was arguing that basically infant circumcision is not medically necessary, but she will do it if parents request it. So I challenged her about why would you do something that is not medically indicated on a baby who can't consent? And her answer was, well, we have to do what the parents want. Now, that is not an exclusive right. I mean, if parents want any other part of their child's healthy body cut off, they wouldn't agree to that. But the primary concern that some physicians have expressed here today is that they're afraid of losing their patient. They're afraid of losing the parent who they consider to be the patient, going to another physician and paying them to do the circumcision. So there's an economic basis here to what's happening, and there's also a lot of denial. A lot of the physicians here today who we've talked to are circumcised themselves, and they don't understand the issues. They don't know what it's like to be intact, and so they're consequently perpetuating the custom on children just because they've been circumcised and they think they're fine. So we're doing a lot here today. We've got good weather. Today is Saturday, October 17th, 1998, just for the record.
Thanks.
We've got information on why we're here.
You're on camera, honey.
Am I on national TV? I'm curious. This is fascinating.
Why we're here?
Yeah.
Well, basically, this is a custom in this country of infant male circumcision. The foreskin has functions or long-term complications that haven't been studied on men's health.
Isn't it a biblical thing, though?
Well, yeah, but that's not why we're doing it in this country. That's what Jews and Muslims are doing. But we in this country are doing it to 60% of our boys just to look like daddy or the other boys. And the question is whether doctors should really be doing this to children because they have a right to their own bodies.
But has my penis been affected in a negative way because I have a head?
Well, every man, whether he's been circumcised or not, has a head. It's like...
Really? Oh, that's right. It's just covered up.
Yeah, think of the clitoris. If the clitoris were exposed to the exterior by cutting off the clitoral hood
And they do that in some countries.
And they do that. We used to do it in this country, too. It's part of our history. And it would be...
Don't send that to my manager. Let me hide who I work for. Let me cover this up here.
It would be exposed, and you would lose sensitivity.
The poster. Well, it states an obvious truth that isn't so obvious to a lot of people in this country. I lived for 4 years in Europe where it's very obvious to the vast majority of the people who view male circumcision much as they and we view female circumcision. So it seems that every culture that practices circumcision, male or female, considers their form not so important, no big deal, and they consider the forms that they don't do to be horrible and a violation of the human rights and so forth. So it's not surprising, but it's a little sad that the pediatricians in the United States can't be scientific enough to see through their cultural prejudices.
Yeah, I know what it does.
Nobody's body but mine. You run your own body, let me run mine. My body's mine, from my head to my toe. Please leave it alone when you hear me say no.
be applied for and it's here, it's not public property. Yeah. I'm sorry, sir. No. Everything gets permitted here. That's the answer. So if you want to have something, you have to apply for a permit.
Where are the boundary lines so we know? That's something that is probably the cause of this misunderstanding because people that anything black in private property is always adhered to that.
The black belongs to Moscone Center. This belongs to Yerba Buena Gardens. And while Yerba Buena Gardens is a public park, you can't do anything in a public park without a permit. And we permit.
We go to the public park all the time without a permit.
You can go to it,
yeah,
but you can't do any kind of an activity. And this is an activity.
You mean a picnic?
Yeah, but
No, you
she's
can't
saying-
reserve a
she's
site
saying-
or set up something.
We're not reserving it.
yeah, she's saying
You cannot do this, and I can get the police to take it down. And I'm trying to be nice about it.
Yes,
So
we
we can get into
But
the
I'm trying to
argument.
understand, like, just two things. Where is the boundary?
Well, that's separate.
where is your
All of this is your property.
It tells me let's eat. It tells me go pee.
I'm like, yeah. Smaller and some are big. I would